Earlier, we have learned how to use the queries in GraphQL. Now in this lesson, we're going to explore the arguments. If you are a C# programmer, then you know the concept of arguments. We basically pass arguments inside a function to get some specific result. Now in GraphQL, the concept of argument is same. Let me switch to the GitHub graphical playground. And there, for a moment, let's remove this query. Now let's add a new query. And in the curly brackets, we'll use the repository field. Now inside this repository field, we need to add our subfields. These are the subfields that we can use inside this repository field. Let's pick this created at field. If we play this query, then we'll get an error which says the field repository is missing certain arguments like name and owner. So to pass these two arguments inside the repository field, we first need to use the parentheses, and inside this we can use control space, and we'll see two arguments. The one is the name of the repository and the second is the owner of the repository. These two arguments are of type string. So let's add the name argument of the repository, and let's say we want to query the repository of GraphQL. So we will use the colon, and in the double quotes we'll pass the GraphQL as the name of the repository. Now we will use the owner argument and pass the name of the owner who made this GraphQL repository. Well, Facebook has made this repository, so we'll pass Facebook here. Now if we play this query, then we'll get the response here which tells us the date creation of this repository. Alright, now let's add some other fields and play the query again. This time we'll get further details. Alright, so that way we can play with the query arguments. Now let's continue our work in the next lesson.